Hello, my name's Pete Ashby from asaleader.com. Thanks ever so much for landing on this third and final video on the virtues and vices of exceptional leaders. My mission in this one, which will be the shortest of the three, is to try and seal the deal with you if you're thinking, it looks interesting, but do I really need it? On this page, we've set out the 7 sets of behaviours, whereas you can see our proposition is there's a spectrum. At one end, it's virtuous, there's great virtue in the behaviour, and then gradually as you move across the spectrum, it becomes a vice. And virtues can very easily become vices unless we are constantly tracking them ourselves and discussing them with colleagues. 3 core propositions to put to you, which I hope you feel will locate this at the centre of your ambition to be a top performing leader, because this is all about your business performance. Number 1, in my view, as an exceptional leader, you are bound to have certain behaviours, leadership behaviours at work that are quite difficult and challenging for those you work with. You don't get the exceptional leadership without some tricky behaviours. It's absolutely a package, and they sit as one. Leaders who are really driven and incredibly hungry for their business, they've got focus, discipline, drive, ambition, all of that brings a few downsides. And those around you are part of managing the downsides, okay? No big deal with that, but number 1, it's the package. Number 2, the problem is that so many exceptional leaders underestimate the impact of these behaviours on those around them. They are so into what they want to do for the business. They're so out there with what they want to make happen. They don't look behind them or alongside them and see some of the impact. So they underestimate it. And number 3, the major problem is they don't talk about it. They don't think they need to. They're too busy doing other things to say, by the way, do you think I'm getting a bit too controlling? Or by the way, what about that? So they are not seen by their people as owning those behaviours. The essential proposition in virtues and vices is you need to own those behaviours with those people you're closest to. As long as you do that, you're 80% of the way there. Because you can be very conversational and very matter of fact as you discuss them, because it's a business model. It's not a psychotherapy, tree-hugging, toe-touching model. This is business performance. And every now and again, you can check out with those you're closest to whether any of your behaviours are getting in the way and whether you need to make any adjustments. Okay, now the key thing I think on the practical side of this is that formal HR processes, 360 and the rest, don't cut it for this, I'm afraid. They just don't work. You're the CEO. You are on a pedestal. Anyone, even one of your closest people, will be a bit hesitant about giving you a straight answer when you say, by the way, do you think I was a bit over the top at that session we had last week? They'll think, oh, I'm talking to the chief exec here. Watch my step. If you want frank feedback, you need to knit this in as part of your informal conversations with these people in a more routinized way. You need to choose that moment, and you need to make clear to them you absolutely give them permission and expect of them as part of your trust, which goes both ways, that they'll give you a straight answer. Second point is, I would say to you, a great incentive as an exceptional leader who does believe in leading by example is you here are giving a tremendous example of modelling for these people, because everyone has their stuff. Each of your exec directors, as you will know, has their stuff with their team. If you are finding a way of discussing with them those aspects of your leadership that cause them difficulty, you can very easily say to them, by the way, I assume in your own way you are doing the same. What you are achieving here from a performance point of view is freeing up some of those blockages that get in the way at the top of the organisation. And remember, we're assuming you're already a fairly high-performing organisation. You want to become a top-performing organisation. This is an essential part of that package. You as CEO saying, I own these behaviours. I do have my downsides. We all have these downsides. These virtues can become vices, right? I will ask you every now and again. And by the way, if I don't ask you as part of this top team, as part of my support staff, I want you to tell me. You're freeing up those lines of communication in a high-trust, supportive, business-focused way. I really hope the ideas in the document will be of help. We're working further on a self-assessment package. Please give us feedback if you buy it. And thank you very, very much for your time today. Thank you.